Good morning, students. Today it's our 8th lecture of light chapter. And in yesterday's video we have just performed one activity about kaleidoscope. And I hope that you have just able to understand that activity, and many of you are just be performed that activity also at your home. I'm just be thinking about this. So now our today's topic is sunlight, white or color. Now what was the color of a sunlight? Is it white or it is a colored one? So for getting about this answer, that sunlight is white or colored, we have to perform an activity, and through this activity you can easily understand. Even that activity you can also perform at your home also. So let's start the activity.
Sunlight, white or colored? You must have seen rainbow in the sky in rainy season. You know that rainbow is formed due to dispersion of light. Let us make our own prism set up to see the splitting of light. Take a bowl filled with water. Put a plain mirror strip in it lengthwise. This is our prism setup. Now take this setup at a place where plenty of sunlight is coming. Adjust the setup such that whatever is reflected by the mirror falls on the wall or some screen, which should be white in color. What do you observe? We observe the 7 colors instead of white light on the wall. Hence, we have made a setup to see the dispersion of light on our own.
Now in this activity, I hope you can easily able to understand that what is the color of sunlight. Either it is white or it is colored. In this, one phenomena is come across to us, that is dispersion. What is dispersion? Splitting of light into its color. Means any of the light is just be splitting into its various or numerous color. This phenomena is known as dispersion of light. And example of a dispersion of light we can easily look in our rainy season, that is rainbow. Rainbow is a natural phenomena showing a dispersion of light. So because a sunlight color coming from a sunlight, a light coming from a sunlight has been appears in a different color, that was the rainbow. Now afterwards our next topic is what is inside our eyes. We have just be clear what is there inside our eyes, how we are able to see the things. As we know that eye is our one of the sense organ which is able to watch the sight around us. So just let us start. What is inside our eye? We see things only when light coming from them enters our eyes. Any of the light just be strike towards any object and coming towards our eyes, enter in our eyes, then only we are able to see the things. Eye is one of our important sense organ. The eye has a roughly spherical shape. Outer coat of the eye is white. You all are just be able the white portion of our eye. It is tough so that it can protect the interior of the eye from an accident. The outer coat of the eye which was white, it is very much tough, because due to this toughness of that white portion, it that can easily protect our eye, the interior of the eye, from an accident. So just be able to understand about the structure of light. We will just understand that what are the major parts of our eye. Now this is the structure of a human eye. This was the outer coating layer, white color, which is just be protect our eyes with any of the accident. So there is a one transparent front part that is known as cornea. Cornea is a transparent front part. Okay. Now after this cornea we are having iris. This one is our iris. Behind the cornea a dark muscular structure is present. Okay. A dark muscular structure is present behind the cornea, and that muscular structure is known as iris. Okay. In iris also there is a small opening called pupil. Okay. The pupil is just be in the iris, like in this portion. Okay. A small opening called pupil. The size of the pupil controlled by the iris only. The size of the pupil controlled by the iris only. And even if we are just be looked to any person's eye, we are just be saying, yes, your color of her eye is black, someone is having a brown color, someone is having a blue color. This color distinction is completely depends upon the color of pupil. Okay. So the iris control the amount of light entering into the eye, and this controlation of is light is of a lens is done by the ciliary muscles. Okay. Ciliary muscles are controlled to the extraction or contraction of a lens. Behind the pupil there is a lens which is thicker from the center, from the mid, and thinner from the edges, and which is having a convex lens, which is a convex lens. Okay. And the contraction and extraction of a light which is coming towards our eyes is completely done with the help of a ciliary muscles. Okay. Now as the light enters in our eyes through the convex lens, okay, it will just form one image on the retina. Okay. So what is retina? The lens focuses light on the back of the eye on a layer called a retina. So on the layer there is an image which is formed is retina, in the retina. Okay. Now retina contains several nerve cells. Retina contains several nerve cells. Sensations of the nerve cells are transmitted to the brain through optic nerve. Any of the sensation which was just be appeared on the cells, nerve cells which are present in the retina, are just transferred that message to the optical nerve, and optical nerve send that message to our brain. Okay. So this is the optical nerve which can just transfer the messages, images, all the sensation to our nerves, optic nerves. Okay. As I am just telling you, there are several nerve cells are present on the retina, and that nerve cells are of two kinds. Okay. One is cones and another is rods. Cones which are sensitive of a bright light, or we can just be say it identify the color. Okay. Means we are just able to identify the color, that it is black color, it is blue, it is red, it is green. This all messages of the colors, the identifications of the colors done with the help of the cone cell which is present in the retina. Okay. Second one is rods, which are sensitivity of a dim light, means the brightness, the intensity of a light. Either it is a dim light or it is a bright light, the intensity is high, the intensity is low. All the things are just completely depends upon the rod cells. So in retina there are millions of cells are present, nerve cells are present in them. Some of them are cone cells and some of them are rod cells. Cone cells are able to identify the color, and rod cells are able to identify the intensity of light. Okay. Now at the junction of an optic nerve and retina, there are no sensory cells. so no vision is possible at that spot. This is called blind spot. Okay, there is a one portion, there is one junction between the optical nerve and the retina in which there is no any sensory cells are present. So the cells are not be present, then there will be no vision, means there will be no image is possible on that spot, and that particular spot is known as blind spot, means the optical nerve is not be able to send any of the message to our brain because there will be no vision of an image formed on the retina, because a particular the junction where no sensory cells are present, at that point the image has been occur. So there is no sensory cells, so there will be no vision. Okay, so this is all about the blind spot. Now we are just understand blind spot through an activity, that how it will be happen in our eyes, that we are not be able to see the object even the object is present in front of us. So let us start an activity.
On your screen is a dot on the left and a plus sign on the right with a yellow background color. We are going to perform a demonstration to find the blind spot of our eye. Yes, our eye has a blind spot. What is it though? And what does it mean? It is a spot on the retina of the eye where we cannot see the light when it's incident on it. I will explain its details a little bit later, but first I will prove its existence to you through an experiment. Okay, let's go back to the start again. Close your left eye and stay still with your right eye focused on the dot. Yes, I want you to stay still and concentrate with your right eye on the dot present on the left of your screen. Now with your left eye closed, I want you to slowly bring your face towards the screen. At some point in time, you will find that the plus sign on the right disappears. Yes, but in order for that to happen, you must focus only on the dot and nothing else. Okay, try it one more time. You can cover your left eye with your left hand, focus only on the dot and slowly come closer to the screen. Did you find the plus sign disappearing at some point? I'm sure you did. You can try it again. Left eye closed and focus on the dot. You can do the same thing using a blank piece of paper. Draw a dot on the left and a plus sign on the right. Make sure that there is nothing else written or drawn on the paper. Hold the paper at arm's length with one hand, preferably the right one. Close your left eye with the other hand and focus your right eye on the dot. Bring the paper towards you. Again, you will find that at some distance away from you, the plus sign disappears. At this distance, it will seem to you that there is no plus sign present. This distance is different for different people. And the other image disappears only at a particular distance. If you go closer, you will see the blurred version of the other image. And yes, even if you close your right eye and focus on the plus sign while coming closer, you will see that the dot will disappear. So next, let's get into the details of this and see how and why it happens. So there is a blind spot present in the eye. We have already discussed the structure of the human eye in our previous video. We note that the convex lens present in the eye focuses the light on the retina. And the retina has two types of nerve cells, cones and rods. These cells transfer the sensation to the brain through the nerves. These transporting nerves are present in front of the nerve cells. They are connected directly to the brain and hence they transfer the message to it. They go into the brain through this region. And this region is called the blind spot. The junction of the retina and the optic nerve is called the blind spot. Unlike the rest of the retina, this region does not contain nerve cells and hence no signal is transferred to the brain. The reason that we are not able to see the plus sign from the right eye at some distance is because at this distance, the lens in the eye focuses the light in this region. And since there are no nerve cells present in this region, no message reaches the brain. And that's why they say that every person is partially blind. It's because every eye has this blind spot. There is another interesting thing about the human eye that you got to know. And that is, any picture persists in the eye for about 1/10 to 1/15 of a second. That's right. It means that the brain retains the impression of that light for approximately 1/15 of a second after the source of that light is removed. That is very little time. This is referred to as the persistence of vision. And let me explain this in detail. I have many different images with me. Here's the first one, the second one, the third one, and the fourth one, and so on. There are many such different images. Now let me take you back to the first image. Let me show you successive images slowly. I will show you one image per second. Yes, this is how it will look. Now let me show you successive images at a rate of 2 images per second. This is how it looks. Now let me increase the rate to 5 successive images per second. How does this look? Our eyes still notice the changes. And now I increase it to 12 images per second. It almost looks as if it's a video, right? Then I show you 24 images per second. It looks like a video. This is because of the persistence of vision. The changes go unnoticed. They appear to be one continuous thing. When the images are flashed at a rate faster than 15 per second, the eye perceives the object as moving. The movies that we see also use this property of our eyes called the persistence of vision. What we see is nothing but still images shown to our eyes at a rate faster than 15 images per second. Usually, this rate is 24 images per second. However, recent movies have gone up to 48 images per second. Imagine 48 images shown to your eyes in just 1 second. The eye is such an important sense organ in humans. So it is necessary that we must take care of it. Just like any other part of our body, our eyes can also get damaged. In order to prevent that from happening, one must take preventive measures.
Now, you will just be able to understand what is our blind spot, how an image will not be performed or not be made at a particular spot, at a junction, because there will be no any sensory cells present on that particular junction. Okay, and even you are just be able to understand what is persistence of image, persistence of light. Okay, it was able by 1/16th part. Okay, that was the persistence. So from that activity you are able to understand about the persistence of light also. Now let's move towards our today's homework. First question is, you have to draw a labeled sketch of the human eye. Okay, labeled sketch means you have to show each and every point, pupil, iris, ciliary muscles, lens, retina, each of the point. Okay, neat and clean diagram, label diagram you have to perform. Second question is, define the following terms, means you have to define all these following terms: cornea, pupil, iris, optic nerve, retina, and blind spot. And the third question is, you have to define the dispersion of light. Okay, so these 3 questions is about your today's homework, and I hope you all are enjoying the video. Okay, do your homework in your notebook. Clear, beta? Thank you. That's all for today.